Bam, live again Wednesday, 6 p.m.-ish. We're about a quarter after.
Man.
You know how it goes.
Yo.
Jacob, sharing that stream.
That's
as
I'm
always.
trying.
He is doing the Lord's work over there, sharing the Takeover podcast stream. Of course, a few minutes.
Oh, rookie mistake over there. I heard it.
You guys don't recognize the men to my left. They're from LowKlass Lingo Productions. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys. So for those of you that don't know, you guys are new on the show.
Oh.
I forgot my name. We got DBoone in here, and we have Dizzy in here. And you guys just released a new music video called Back in Motion.
Yes, sir.
And so, to be honest with you, man, I think I've been friends with you on Facebook for a while.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that you were like a local artist at all.
Yeah.
So when I seen you guys had collabed, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, that trailer had me hooked like right off the bat.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what we was aiming
Mr.
for.
Taylor Graves, he does.
He's
Yeah.
a man.
Yeah.
What kind of inspired all that?
Really just us knowing each other, building a connection through music. You know, like we talked about it for a long time. We talked about making music for probably about 4 or 5 months.
Yeah,
So it's just been a long time coming.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a thing where he wanted to do something, so I just kind of filled in the blanks, and he wants to take it serious, so I figured I could help him out a little bit, you know.
Yeah. So how long you been doing it for?
I've been rapping since I was 13, but I stopped. I had a child and stuff, so I kind of took a break from it for a little bit.
Happens.
I just started again probably about a year ago. But this Drop Top was actually my first music video.
Okay.
This is my second, so. just
What's
trying
that? So I was watching the music video, and first of all, the first question that popped in my head was like, whose neighborhood are they in? And then my second thought was, who are all these dudes in the cars that just keep popping out? It looked like a whack-a-mole game.
we shot that scene on Grandview. That's my home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. Salute.
I'm very familiar. Okay.
Yeah, those are just all my people.
I got you.
Yeah.
I liked seeing an F-150 in there.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
my dog. That's my family. Rags to riches.
I hear you. Man, if you don't care, just pull that mic a little closer to you.
Yes, sir.
So as far as like, I'm always super curious as like to get the behind the scenes scoop on like how it is shooting that kind of shit. Because you know it's one thing to see like the finished music video where everything is super polished and Taylor does his fucking amazing shit with it. It makes it look super professional. But like, so give me kind of like the inside scoop on like how many takes was it of y'all driving down the road? And, like, did it feel awkward at the time? Because I always feel like if I was shooting it, I would feel, like, super awkward. And, of course, and the other question I want to know is, do you have the song playing through the radio, or are you just lip-syncing it from your head?
It's a speaker.
Speaker,
Taylor
okay.
carries a speaker on him.
I got you. And was he just walking in front?
For that scene, we was actually playing it through the car speaker.
That was a drone, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he was shooting it through the drone. So,
Oh.
Yeah, it's such a cool
away,
shot.
so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes to have a little bit of music playing in the background so he can reference it to the actual track when he edits.
Right,
you
that
know
makes
what I mean?
sense.
He makes it easy for real. Like it seems like it would be a lot like shooting a video. Sometimes it is, but he makes it a lot easier. He really knows what to do.
No, he knows
where to
what he
put people.
wants, for
He knows
real.
what he wants it to look like. He's really good at it.
I give him an idea most of the time, and then he just goes, "That's a really good idea," you know. And then I try to have in my mind, I try to have like the shots planned out. If I picture it a certain way, I'll try to explain that, you know, and then we just go from there. It's kind of easier than it looks, I guess, on my part. I can't say that for Taylor.
Well, if you got a vision for it, that at least gives him a direction to go in, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes it don't work out, and it always works out in the end, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just we're trying to make movies, I guess. Taylor won't let us just do a jump around video. We can't just hang out.
Yeah.
You can't just hang
work.
out.
Yeah,
He's like, we got to get some good production.
It's
got to
be work.
Yeah.
It's worth it though.
So I got to know what inspired your outfit choice for that video.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You're just like all baby blue everything.
No, that was great. It was great.
It was great.
No, I mean
It looked definitely blue.
It was super cold that day. I was hoping somebody
It
tapped.
was
I was
snowing. It
like,
sleeting
man.
when we were shooting.
I was
Are
like,
you
man.
serious?
Yeah,
Sleeting during the
it was very
scene.
cold, and I was like, man, y'all sure y'all want to do this? You
I know it
know?
looked like it raining. It was raining when you guys had the scene where you like pulled up and squared
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
sleeting.
it was raining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Was that at Little Hurricane?
That was
No.
actually at you know where that
You
church
can't tell
used to
them,
be
that's a
past, yeah.
That's our
Yeah.
spot. No, I'm
That
just
is-
kidding. I'm just kidding. It's on Thruston. It's an old church they tore down. It's a parking lot there still.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
shot the IED video there too. Nobody messed with us yet. But-
So whose Jag is it?
That's
I've seen it in so many music videos now.
That's my dude Kapil.
hey, that car is
They
the cleanest car. I swear. It's like when I seen it, it's like a Bentley or something. You know,
It
like,
does look like a Bentley.
like
yeah.
inside
gosh.
it's so big, like it's a big ass car. It's a nice car. Yeah, that's the guy. They actually work at the local gas stations and
Get
shit.
all my
you know?
Rillos from now.
I call him Gucci Man because he wears Gucci all the time, man. Shout
Yeah.
out Cam.
That's the
That's his
first
name,
time.
Cam.
His brother Cappy, the first time I ever seen him, like I worked at 54 Pizza. He worked at the liquor store next door, and I walked inside, and he was just wearing like all Gucci everything.
Oh,
like,
shit. He
shades
was
and
flexing.
jewelry. I was like, damn Gucci when I walked in, you know. So I've just been calling him Gucci ever since.
Hell yeah.
Those are my people though. They're really cool.
Yeah.
They actually when we did Drop Top, they shared that song and they got us a lot of plays in India. It was crazy. Yeah.
Oh,
So
really?
on our YouTube, it shows us, you know, like
Yeah.
where the plays come from and stuff. And there was a lot of plays in India. So
Well, now you got me want to listen to Drop Top, but we don't have a speaker to play it through.
I mean, we
have to
do,
put our
but-
headset. Oh, dude.
I mean, we just can't.
Oh. Fair enough.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's the limits with Facebook. Can't
Yeah.
put everything you want to on there.
Yeah.
They're not so.
They
they
get a little-
banned me the other day for sharing my music too
Bro.
much. Somebody-
Really?
Yeah, I guess somebody reported me for sharing my music.
What did they say it was spam or something?
Yeah. It literally said in the comments.
Sometimes,
got zucked, bro.
sometimes if you share it to like certain groups and stuff, they do that.
too many pages and stuff. But I mean, like they
You gotta shoot your
spam you
Swoop.
with these ads all
Right,
day.
they
you know
spam
what
you
I
with
mean?
fact checks.
Hey,
I
shout
can
out-
tell you that.
The way
Shout out Swoop, but he one time he said if you're not getting banned from sharing your stuff, then you ain't working hard enough. I know he did that.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're talking about that before the podcast. Is how hard it is to get your shit out there. Like
It
with
is.
everybody
Like,
being so competitive. Like
we were gonna promo that last video we did, and I actually put the snippet on Instagram of the trailer, and they took it off because they saw me hitting a blunt in the back. But you can't even see it. But that's what they
You could
removed
just said it was a cigarette or anything.
They let
like,
me
what the-
promo it for like an hour and then took it down.
That's so stupid.
yeah.
Dude.
But rappers, their mainstream post videos. with
Right,
all
that's
kinds-
no
I mean,
problem.
it ain't no
Yeah.
problem. They
I
do
mean,
that
Boozy
stuff all
goes
day.
live on Instagram with naked bitches
Yeah,
all the time.
all day.
And that's not
pounds
a
in the
problem.
background, like,
Yeah.
What the?
That's not a problem. You hitting a blunt?
Yeah.
What could be a blunt, I might add.
That's what's crazy is they didn't even say it was a blunt. They said that it goes against their community standards for promoting tobacco and e-cigs, and I was like,
Lord.
"Are you serious? Like,
that's so
it's a
stupid.
joke."
You ain't 21. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's silly. And they've gotten pretty particular about what you can and can't put on the internet, which is kind of silly because why? I mean, why? You know, you can sit here and like try and take everything off the internet, and then there'll be no good shit on the
It's
internet.
undefeated. I mean, everything goes
It'll-
on the internet.
Yeah, I mean,
Everything.
people try so hard to get stuff that offends them off the internet so bad, but like
Yeah.
the harder you try, the more it's gonna pop up anyway.
Why bother though?
Yeah.
Just why
crazy.
bother?
Yeah, it's just some people just want to see only their point of view, and they don't want to see anything
That's
that
right.
offends them. They go to the internet as it's like their safe place.
That's
And
right.
they get on there. What? There's people that disagree with me on here. What the fuck?
Well, the internet's striking back lately. You see that
Yeah.
shit that happened with like GameStop and
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
y'all see all
so
that shit?
I don't even. I like what's going on, anyways, because I know,
So,
but I don't know.
Basically, like hedge funds can bet essentially that a stock will go down, right? So they were betting that GameStop would tank, and so in return,
Like gambling betting, like
Basically.
betting.
essentially, it's with stock.
For,
like it's
for real
it's-
rich people.
Right, it's a white collar betting, but
Yeah.
betting
Wow.
nonetheless. And so the internet people rose up and bought all GameStop, just kept buying GameStop. So it cost these hedge fund guys billions of dollars
Right.
in short sales.
Right.
And so Robinhood, the app that like makes stocks accessible to
Right.
average day people,
Right.
stopped
stopped
allowing
it.
you to buy it and only allows you to sell it.
I
now.
saw somebody
Yeah,
post and said,
so-
"Oh, so now y'all shut down the market."
Yeah, so now they're getting sued out the ass, and Google deleted like 100,000 bad reviews overnight to try to help them out, but it's still just flooding in. Yeah. I was in the process of getting a Robinhood account like approved, and I emailed them. I was like, "Hey, delete all my data."
Yeah.
Like, never mind.
Yeah, that's about to go south pretty
They
quickly.
can't censor everything.
They
Yeah.
try.
Jamal.
They try.
Yeah, they try.
but,
They can't.
Especially when people aren't
happen.
paying attention, they try to swoop in when you're not paying attention and change the rules on you so you can't.
We've had them remove the audio from our podcast before.
Yeah.
Like they'll leave the video up, but there will be no
Wow.
audio.
Wow.
It's annoying because they won't like you said, like they'll take your shit off the internet and then they'll say, well, you violated something. It's like, well, can you point it out to me specifically? We'll have to review it again to figure out what it is
You
that
can request
It's
an
like a
additional
long-
review.
Yeah.
if you'd like.
Yeah.
Especially
They'll-
when you're paying for something. It's
That-
like
yeah,
really
They'll
like
shut
y'all
your
done-
live down for playing your own music.
Yeah.
In a hurry too.
Yeah, they're
In a hurry.
very picky about music
Yeah.
on Facebook particularly, and anything under the Facebook umbrella has got some sort of algorithm tied into it to just
Yeah.
yank shit right off the bat, which sucks because like you could be putting something out of your own music and they're like, no, this is copyright.
See,
What
and
the hell are
that
you
goes
talking-
back to y'all's original question, like how hard is it to get your stuff out? Like
Yeah.
and that's where we're at right now with our music. Like we proved ourselves that we can get a fan base. At one point in time, we just wanted to get respect in our own city or whatever, or from our own peers. You know what I mean? When we did a show last year, when we first started doing LowKlass, my sister showed up. And when I asked her to come, she said, that ain't my thing. I ain't going to that show and blah, 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 And
That's a
then
bummer.
she showed up at the show and she was like, oh, you thought I wasn't coming and stuff.
Oh,
but
okay.
that night that was awesome because my sister actually acknowledged,
Right.
accepted what I'm doing, and to get people to take you serious and things. But anyways, in the end, it starts off like that. And it just kind of snowballed to where we're at now, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the hard part now is realizing that you can have good music. It doesn't even matter. You have to. For one, it costs money, and really, it costs money just to be heard. And if people don't realize that, then they got a lot of learning to do. And in the end, it's trying to figure out where to place the money to get to. You know what I'm saying?
To maximize your reach.
And in the end, we're just regular guys with jobs, with families that barely make it. You know what I mean? We work our asses off to get what we have. And, if we could just get to the point where it pays for itself and get the ball rolling, in the end, it's very hard and it's very stressful. It's confusing. You know what I mean? You don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Everybody has the answers, but nobody has the answers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Everybody around you knows what you have to do,
Right.
But nobody knows what to do.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem with small talent like us or whatever. There's not enough people out there that are like OGs in the game and just have the knowledge to take you and put you in the position to do what you need to do. You know what I mean? So as independent artists, it's really hard. We're dumping everything in this stuff. We trying to do videos left and right.
Yeah. And the videos look great.
Taylor Graves, Fallback Films. Anyway,
Braden on the mix.
Yeah, Logan. Logan's he don't get enough credit, but Logan is.
He's the GOAT.
I started with
Logan
him.
who?
I started
Logan
Logan.
Braden. He was the
That's
one
who was
that-
here last time. Low key.
I got you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Logan.
Low-key.
When we started out, we've had these little studios and all that, but where he's got to today is for real. He inspires me to do what I do. Like I'm 36 years old. They're like 31 or maybe or something. I'm a little older, and I probably would have gave up a long time ago. I don't really, you know what I mean. But just to see that it works out, it's going good. It's
Just gotta keep the ball rolling, man.
got
That's what
to.
it's about.
You got to keep all the
main
time.
thing
We're
is
like
money. That's
all the
really
time.
what
I
it
might
is.
be like, man, I'm done, man. I don't even want to do this.
When you're a rapper, you gotta pay for studio time. You gotta pay for the beats. You gotta pay for a video if you want to do it. You gotta pay to distribute it. You gotta pay for the software to record it on. You gotta pay for a video. You gotta pay to promote it.
Right.
It's just
People don't see that side,
And you
yeah.
can and
No,
like,
yeah. Everybody just sees you post
and
a video, you know?
Everybody does it too, but
Yeah.
like putting $100 promo in a song ain't gonna do nothing to it.
Look,
Like,
on-
it seems like to you it would, but
Yeah.
that's not really enough. Like, I mean,
On our LowKlass page, like when we was doing these videos, you know, we'll try to put 100, at least 100, a couple hundred maybe, to you know, you run it as a boost or a Facebook ad or whatever. That's how they do your music.
Right.
And I've seen bigger artists, for a bigger example, but when you do it, if say we done put money on this stuff and we've reached so many people, you know, doing the algorithm basically, and to be part of that algorithm, like when we shared this video, we didn't boost it because they wouldn't accept it, whatever happened.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to boost it. So in the end, they didn't give us no plays. Like we can reach 40,000 people. Like we have a shitload of followers.
Right.
But in the end, they don't care. Like it doesn't matter. Your followers ain't even going to see your stuff. You know, especially once we started. Once we started, like if he started from his page and he's sharing stuff, he'll get the extra views. They'll spread them out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the minute he puts money behind it, they want that. Like it's part of the algorithm. Like you know,
Right.
It gets people engaged. That's
and
what it is. It's all
even
about
when
engagement.
you're a big artist and say you go viral on Facebook, they're and you're paying them whatever to boost your stuff or whatever. In the end, at some point, artists would have to break from Facebook because they're never going to let you win. You know what I mean? And it's not monetized and all that stuff. You know,
That's
what I mean?
Facebook isn't monetized. That's
Right.
you know, and we had that struggle as far as we just got to the point where we could get monetized, and with like Facebook stars.
Right,
So like
that's
when
how
we're-
we are now,
Yeah,
too.
like when we're live, people
Right.
could tip us stars. Well, that lasted for one live stream. The first time you say a cuss word, they yank that shit.
Oh.
So of course we cuss all the time
Right.
on the show. So
Right.
first time we did a live stream, they yanked it,
Right.
and it sucks because like I think the first live stream we did was just literally I'll play Call of Duty sometimes.
Right.
I stream it from our Take Cover podcast page, and so of course you get killed on it. You're like, oh fuck, he's over here. You know,
Yeah.
you don't even think about it. It just
It's
slips
just
out.
off instinct,
Yeah, and so
yeah.
They
during
just
that
take
stream-
your whole thing away,
Yeah.
or just the one stream.
No, they took the entire monetization program away.
Wow.
Yeah, and what sucks is like you have to stream for 4 hours on 2 consecutive days for no less than like a week apart or something like that.
Right.
So I did a marathon 4-hour live stream
Playing.
to be like qualified for that program again.
Right.
And then it still just said 0 hour stream.
Well, who could?
So it's like, well, fuck 'em.
I mean, who can go for 4 hours straight twice a week? What kind of content would you be doing? You would have to be playing a game,
You have to.
Yeah.
mixing music,
Yeah.
making music. I mean, there's no way to do it unless you have something to offer like
Yeah.
that. And I mean, that's hard. That would be hard to do.
It's tough, man. So I mean, that's where, like, it's easy to feel like kicked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I feel like y'all probably feel the same way.
Right.
But you just gotta find a way to take it and roll with it and
Right.
just capitalize on it. Like I don't give Facebook any more of my fucking money. We used to boost our posts and stuff, and then all that did, like, I felt like every time we boosted our post after that, we wouldn't get like any
Right.
views on our shit anymore.
Right.
Like it just went downhill. Like they're like,
Yeah.
no, you're paying us, or we're not giving any
Right.
attention to your shit.
Right. So
Sean P
so you
said roast and review cusses all the time, and he gets to keep his stars.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and that's who I seen live stream when he mixed one of our songs. You know, and like I could see him maybe having enough content to do that, but I mean, I guess
Yeah,
It's not fair to
yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean,
talk about
it's
whatever.
not fair to critique who
No.
you do it to though.
Yeah.
Like
That's where it gets.
that goes back to what
shitty.
I was saying as far as like the music video being banned. I mean, sometimes it's just like petty people reporting you and stuff.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, like if I'm speaking for both of us. We're artists. That's what we do. I mean, we got jobs, but that's what we do. If you don't want to see us sharing our music, you probably shouldn't be on our Facebook page.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, figure
that's
that
what
part
I'm
out
trying to do
yourself.
is promote my music. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't feel no shame for doing that. Like,
Absolutely not.
so.
Yeah. I mean, like, and I was going to ask you guys earlier. I know LowKlass, especially, whenever y'all release a new music video, you put the YouTube link. Do y'all ever just upload it straight to Facebook so we can just share? I
We
noticed-
have. That's where originally. I mean, let me think of an example. I think Tony Lewis.
A couple people.
I think
did
Tony
that.
Lewis
think
dropped,
Nova did
and
that
Nova
before.
did that with the Fast Lane video, I believe, and they drop them on Facebook. But that's the thing, like, I think Tony Lewis might have had 100,000 views on his video.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what I'm saying? And Nova, I know they had on the Facebook video, I think it was at least 20,000 plus another like 20,000 on a page they shared it to that shared that I think they might have paid to share it that way or something. But in the end, what does that do? You know what I mean? Like what I think I told Heath one time, like he's like, man, I'm gonna put like 300 behind my song, and I'm like, dude, but you got to think like, what does that do? Like, so the whole concept that we realize is. That's why you use your YouTube link, or lately we've been using our distro hyperfollow, and on the distro hyperfollow you can click on it, and it's going to be for a certain song dropping or whatever, right? Like we just did this song. So in the distro, when you click on it, it'll bring up the cover art, a song sample, the YouTube video, and then where you can hyperfollow from any platform we're on. So you can click on your favorite platform and follow, pre-save, whatever there, So we've been trying to use that. But, it's a thing we're trying to figure out. That's the thing. I ain't went to school for marketing,
Right.
So we just trial and error.
Well, you ask, hypothetically, of course, but you ask, what does that do? Well, for the podcasting world, that's what we have to do, right? So we noticed we used to just do this shit on YouTube, and we'd get 50 views. But when you go live on Facebook and you build an audience on Facebook, they tune in, and now we get more views than we have likes on our Facebook page. Which, speaking of, if you're watching right now, you better fucking like our Facebook page. Watching y'all motherfuckers. But better like and the way that we can capitalize on that is not through like a third party source like YouTube, and they have to we have to meet their standards, and we're beholden to them and their advertisers. Is we reach out to the community and we're like, hey, you guys, we get views on our shit. If you guys want your name on our shit, pay us to have your name on our shit. Right. And you could do the same thing in your music videos, whether it's through just like product placement, like you got a Rip It energy drink, you know what I'm saying? Like you could have anything, and you can incorporate that into your music video. And even if it's not making money, you could at least break even on the video. You know what I'm saying? Right. So you'd be like, hey, yeah, exactly. Like, you guys pay for this video. We'll put your product in our video. And on average, this is what our music videos bring in eyeballs-wise. And these are all local people who will put money back in your community. Right.
I agree. Like, when I had that conversation with Heath, and, he was all for, in the end, Tony Lewis still reached 100,000 views.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And there's 100,000 people who know his name now.
And I could be wrong on the number because we on live and stuff. I don't know, but I believe
nobody fact check right now.
It was a lot of views he got on Facebook. But yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. You got to do it all. Yeah. You got to go at every angle.
It's weird, man. You got to, if one thing fails, you just got to attack it from another side.
It's stressful.
You just can't. You can't lie down on it.
It's stressful. I can't keep up with it, man. I'm horrible because if I could, I would just throw Facebook down and whatever. I don't have Snapchat. Because I just can't keep up with that, man. I got kids and I got a life, Yeah. but at some point, like I have to do it. Like I have to, And I'm realizing like nobody's gonna take me serious as an artist if I don't have an Instagram. Yeah. Like you know what I mean. Like it's just part of the world. You know what I mean.
It's all about your image now. Yeah. 2021.
Trying to get my girlfriend to manage it, but that ain't gonna work out.
I'm sure your girlfriend's fine with you not having a Snapchat.
No. I can't have Snapchat because the one time I tried, it just didn't work out off top.
Oh, I'm sure it didn't.
I was like, just cut it out. I don't even understand half of it for real.
Yeah, that's something we've talked about in this podcast room before. Is like social media and like, do you really need it? Because we're kind of talking about how. Like
as an artist,
it's pay to just in general, especially as an artist because it's kind of pay to play with the boost your post. Yeah, you can post whatever you want, but if you want people to see your stuff, pay us some money, and we'll make sure it hits a ceiling for you. But it's all an artificial ceiling. It's not
even if you pay for it, it's not guaranteed.
Right, it's not organic. So most of those people are only seeing your stuff because the money is pushing it, rather than them falling onto it organically. And if you think about back in your life, all the like things that you've discovered yourself, a lot of times you'll notice that the things that you truly enjoyed were not advertisements that were put in front of you. It was stuff that your friend showed you or you stumbled upon, and you're like, wait a second, this is fucking dope. And it didn't feel like somebody was pushing it upon you like, hey, you need to like this. Or
I mean, could you think how hard it would be for a rock band to make it to like a mega back then I guess you would have to have a record label, there's no
Yeah.
way, you know what I mean, there's no way you could do it without social media, I guess these days,
It's a hard balancing act
but
because
the problem is that's the problem with social media though, is people don't really interact. Like a lot of people interact but they don't interact.
they're
You know what I mean?
passively seeing your shit.
Right. So like a lot of that isn't organic, or it's not even true. Like a lot of
It's an
like,
inflated number.
Okay,
really.
so like our videos, we got so many views on per video, but if you go into the statistics, I mean, like Nothing Left to Lose, we had 4 verses on that song, so it was a long video, and I'm the last person on there. I'm pretty sure that half the people that watch the video never seen my part of the video, because most people, there's an average time that people stop watching the video.
It's like a minute and 15.
Exactly,
usually.
it
It's
is.
like,
It is. So
And we're a fucking 2-hour podcast.
I don't like to go last. I don't
yeah.
like to go last no more. Period.
Yeah.
But I do it all the time. It don't matter.
Yeah. It's tough. There's a balancing act there, because if you like rely on Facebook or whatever streaming media that you're using to help promote, like it can you've seen people that have blown up on the internet overnight, and that's what I feel like. It gets kind of sick when you see social media kind of preying on that, where they're like, yeah, just give us a little money and maybe your video will blow up. You'll be the next meme, the next big superstar because everybody's seen your video. And like, I've seen people that just keep dumping money into social media like it's going to give them that lottery ticket. I'm like, look, man, like it's all luck. That is all complete luck. Yeah, like that's the thing, is like you could be the most talented person. You may have like some,
or you could be a dude on a skateboard drinking fucking grape juice.
Yeah, exactly. And those people,
like,
and here's the thing, is like, although that may be your 15 seconds of fame or whatever it may be, like that is enough to like push somebody from that like local artist, I'm getting by right now, but what I really want is a goal that's up here. You stumble upon, say you make a video and there's a funny clip in it and it just goes viral, hundreds of thousands, millions of views. Like, you have no control over that. And Facebook pretty much doesn't either. Like, they could if they wanted to push something on everybody. But a lot of people would be like, why the fuck are we seeing this? Like, there's no reason for me to be seeing this video, right? Unless Facebook is pushing it to you. Right. So I feel like it gets even harder when it's not something comedic, when it's like an actual artist, because like people are so set in stone with how they like view artists and how they want their artists to be based on what they watch growing up and listen to growing up. So like when they see like new artists, they're like, they're not as good as so-and-so.
All right, I got something for you. Okay. I have a friend, you know what I'm saying? I was in prison with him. It's a bigger artist. I don't really want to say his name because that's stupid. But
what's his name?
Burden.
Man, I had to fucking pull teeth on that one.
Yeah. But anyways, that's my dog. I ain't trying to name drop him and shit. But in the end, I was in prison with him, And he messaged me one time and he said, man, because I'll message him every once in a while, just say whatever, just say what's up, And he messaged me one time and he was like, hey, man, I ain't trying to ignore you, but, I'm just busy all the time. I got a lot of messages and shit. And he was like, shit ain't changed from where I met you at. And, we was in the prison blues or whatever. He's like, I ain't changed and shit. And I was like, bullshit, you're famous. And he was like, no, I'm not famous. I'm popular, but, I'm not famous. But he's pretty, he's getting pretty big and stuff. But in the end, he told me some real shit. He basically was like, look, if you really take the music serious, he was like, you're going to have to pay. Like, he was like, dude, if you're going to want to start off with at least $10,000, like, no bullshit. Like, it's going to take at least $10,000 into your shit to be seen or whatever, And basically, I mean, he told me a lot of stuff that you were saying. Like, he basically was like, you can't be scared to basically see what's working, like with other artists and jock their style or whatever, He basically, and he basically said there's steps to this shit. Like, nobody just makes music and blows up overnight. Like, you literally, there's steps to it. And he said, without a doubt, you can't miss a step. You're gonna have to go through every motion. Like, you're not gonna. There's no way around it. Like, people think it's just this and that, but it's not. It's an industry. No matter if it's independent or not, and it's all. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And you see the artists that blow up overnight. Guess what happens? They lose all their air in their sales in like a few months. Yeah, they didn't expect. They didn't.
Rebecca Black.
I'm sure you've seen plenty of guys. You're like, there is no way that dude's making money, and he's getting all this attention. And then a year later, it's like, what's he doing? He hasn't posted anything. He's gone. He's off the map because he got his 5 seconds of fame. That was all that they were really after. They never really put in the hard work. And so it's a dream that came to them a little too easily than it probably should have.
Yeah.
And so they're easy come, easy go. You know, like I've noticed that the people that like are determined to be successful will eventually reach a point where they have become satisfied with themselves or their work, or they just give up completely. You know, I've seen so many guys that are banking on that lottery ticket, and it kills me because I'm like, hey, man, you see all these other successful people that you think are just, oh, well, they just got lucky. They just got lucky. I'm like, you see that guy, like, I went to his pages, and there's shit on there all the time. They're not just posting music. They're talking to people. They're going out. They're being around people. They're interacting. Like, they're not waiting on Facebook to blow their posts up. They're going out and making sure people see
I don't want to be that guy that they go, oh, you're talented. Come here, and I'm going to get you rich. And you
Like
know, I don't want to do that.
Right.
You know, the way I look at it is it's a snowball effect, you know. It's basically you start so big and you just want to grow it and grow it and grow it. You know, it's gradually doing what it does, like organically.
Right.
Like that's one good thing about our music at LowKlass. Like it's organic. Like you know, we try to be able to relate with people. A lot of people might not believe. I don't know. Agree with that.
As far as the social media too, I notice it's really all about like catching people's eye and like all about just
Definitely
making them, because like for instance, I have a TikTok account too, which like I mean, I don't ever like post like no stupid videos or none. I just share my music on there. But like whenever we dropped Drop Top, me and my dude Nigel, I shared that on there, you know, promoted it, and my videos would get like 100 views, you know, and like one like. Well, like that just shows you how random it happens. Like we were at the studio when we were recording the new song we're about to do a video for this weekend actually, and I told him, I was telling him I posted a video on TikTok, and I loaded it up, and it had like almost 700 views, like 200 likes. People was commenting like it was a trailer. They were just like curious about what was going to happen. So I mean, it's just all about.
Now you do know what TikTok does, right?
Yeah.
I don't even have a TikTok. Never been on it.
So TikTok, it'll take a new user and it'll take one of your first posts and it'll blow it the fuck up. So it like gives you your drug up front, and then you keep posting because you're like, oh, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again, and then it never happens.
See, I posted like 2, 3, 4 videos right out the bat whenever I first did my first song, and I was like, I'm getting like 100 views. Just saying, I mean, it's okay, but it ain't doing nothing for me. So and then just randomly that happens. So I mean,
you got to be active on TikTok. I mean,
you got to be active everywhere.
There's a lot of people.
That's one app that's harder because that's different. Like as far as promoting music, like they want to see like people doing stupid shit and
and dance challenges. And,
I seen a video about YouTube content. I seen a video and the guy said basically if you want to have a successful YouTube channel or whatever, you have to just give people something that they would looking for. You know, you have to have something.
And you gotta
to
be consistent.
Yeah,
who's that dude that made the Old Town Road song? Lil Nas X. He blew up off fucking TikTok.
Yeah,
making stupid
he's
ass
gone
dance.
now, ain't he?
Yeah, I mean,
like
you were saying a while ago about the artist that blew up. He made Old Town Road. I mean, shit. If I went diamond though, I mean, I probably wouldn't be hurt. I mean, I don't know. I love making music though personally, so. I would probably still keep making music, but that dude made a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, and that was like almost like a joke, right? Yeah. And then it just got really popular, and he's like, well, got to roll with it, you know. And then
he's like, I'm famous. By the way, I'm gay. Cool, though, by the way, you'll never hear from me again.
At first, it was like he like reached everybody though. I thought it was cool how like my grandparents was listening to it, little kids is listening to it and shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, this guy's got everybody.
Grandpa done broke a hip.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that was. I forget that every now and then you'll have that lightning rod of like maybe one song,
or
like one album, and then everybody hears it. Mom, pop, the kids, everybody's singing it, hearing it, and then a couple weeks later, you know, obviously we move on. We got a short attention span, but you know, the opportunity is always there for that to happen. It just feels like you just don't have any control over that. Like so many artists like that I've talked to will tell you like, look, you just got to be consistent.
I think it's how you interact.
Have to be good. It's gonna be consistent.
How you interact. Like look at somebody like Nipsey Hussle. You know,
I
never really listened to Nipsey much and stuff, but like that's the thing. Like out of nowhere, he was considered a legend. Like while he was alive, still like people were looking at him. You know, it's just how he brought himself. You know, and it's just all I don't know.
Nipsey was different though. Nipsey stood for something completely different. Like, I mean, that's a whole different area than here. You know what I mean? L.A. But my boy in the comments could explain a lot more than that. He's from L.A. He's from the same neighborhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
I'm sorry.
Nah,
Some of those LA neighborhoods are tough.
nah,
They ain't
shit.
easy.
I don't think
Yeah,
I want
they.
anything to do with LA anymore.
No, I won't even go to Cali. They'll kill
I'm
my ass over
going.
there.
I told
I
you
got
the
too
next
many
time they
tattoos.
go, I'm
I'm
going
gonna go
with
to
them.
Mexico or Cali. For real. Dude,
Probably not
I
a
wanna
bad
say
call
that
either
Cali
way.
is.
I already know.
I'm going for one reason, just to go. I mean, and you can go to dispensaries in Colorado, Illinois, and stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like Cali's Cali. Like,
Yeah.
I want to go to Cali.
They've had that
Don't
reputation.
end up homeless out there.
Yeah.
They got zombie hordes of homeless people.
It seems if you do music, you got to go to Cali. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, all
That's
the
There's
artists
only a
what
couple
in
places.
there. I
my
don't
dude.
That's
really.
how it used to
That's
be,
what my
man,
dude
but
was
we got
telling
the
me.
internet now.
That's what my dude
Yeah,
told
That's
me
the thing.
that I
I
used
don't
to
know why
stay
they end
with
up there all the time.
in L.A. or any bigger city. You know, you got plenty of people doing videos, recording people, promoting people on Instagram, Facebook. You know what I mean? Even people that are just starting out. You know, like that are good that don't have a consistent following. You know, like. But around here, I mean, there's only a handful of people that shoot videos that record music that good that. No shots at nobody. I'm just there's not that many. There really isn't. It's hard. I mean, it's hard sometimes to get studio time to shoot a video unless you know.
I mean,
right
y'all
now,
reach out to do like local events and shit. Like one thing.
right now it's hard because of the COVID.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not-
it's
that's-
super.
that-
Well, here's the thing, and I'll let you in on a secret. I don't know either of y'all give a fuck, but like this sticker here, this hoodie I'm wearing, Owensboro Off Road, it's a big side by side community around here, especially Kentucky, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And like I'm just gonna say it straight up, like most of the dudes that they have perform at these like off road events are just fucking trash.
Yeah, I want to go to Redneck Rave.
Oh, bro,
Okay,
that's what I'm talking about. Like
okay,
Redneck Rave,
here's a good
like
example.
Mudfest at Gregory
Over-
Lake every year.
yeah, see, Gregory Lake, I already know we need to do that. I didn't know. But we went to Blue Holler over the summer, and it was the absolute worst thing we ever did. Like, we thought, I don't know what we thought. We
Did you
thought
go
it
to
was
perform or just go
Yeah,
to
we
ride?
went to perform.
Oh,
Like, we
okay.
drove like 2 hours to
I remember
perform.
y'all talking
Yeah, I've
about
been
You
that.
know,
there
and the
several
girl that brought us on to do it, she had the best intentions, but they ended up having a DJ, and he sucked. And they had us perform in the middle of the day, and nobody was even really out there. So, but
Yeah.
in the end, it sucked. Like our music sucked. They made me run the Bluetooth off the phone. My phone cut off in the middle. Like it was just ridiculous. We had flash
Oh,
drives, all that
shit.
stuff. You know, we were
Yeah.
prepared, but they weren't really. And in the end, like I have bad memories of this place. Like we just left, and it was just a long day for real. And then, but a few months later, they did Redneck Rave, which is a big like country rap.
It's
you know,
yeah, one of the biggest
So
events
they
of the
did
year.
that in the same place, and the fucking lights from the side by sides. I mean, it was just packed of people, you know. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, we had a bad experience there, but there's no doubt in my mind it was supposed to be like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
Ryan, that's how Ryan Upchurch got famous
Right.
to begin with. He's
and I
just
think
a
they went.
hip-hop
I think
guy.
they won like $500 to perform there, but like maybe a 20-minute set if you're that lucky. I mean, I don't know, but I mean that's what it is. You got to pay to play. You know,
You got to pay them to perform.
That's what for
What?
that Redneck Rave. I
Really?
mean, I seen that last year. I haven't really looked into it, but I mean,
Yeah.
I even consider maybe doing something like that because I mean, we could have a big fan base that way. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Especially Logan.
Yeah.
You know, so
like
Sean P said events will be back on soon. He's been in talks with Gregory Lake.
yeah.
doing shit like that, man. Doing shit like just like go down to fucking Smothers one day. and
Reaching
just
any
fucking,
reaching
set up a
any
little speaker.
community with my music is the goal. Like
Right.
whether it be a side by side community or whatever it is,
Yeah.
any type of group of people that I can relate to. That I
Man,
mean,
that's-
that's part of our name is LowKlass Lingos,
Right.
and that was the perfect thing about it is it's four of us in there. And as us four, none of us lived the same life. We all rap different, and it's like low class voices. Like that's how you look at the low class lingo. It's like the voices of That's all we can do is relate to low class people. But
Right.
in the end, that's what's awesome about it. Is just we can try to relate with different people as individual artists. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that'd be my suggestion, is just hit up some off-road parks, man. Cause
Yeah, I think so, too.
there's especially like places like Mudfest and shit, where it's like a 3-day weekend. People go out there, get hiring a fucking kite, drunk
Yeah.
as fuck, riding all day, and then at night you go up to the stage and there's just thousands of fucking people,
Right.
all drunk, having a great time, fucking fist fights going on and shit. Like there's nothing better.
Right.
And all of those, and nobody.
It's like spring break.
Yeah, I don't get, like, it's all country dudes, and nobody wants to hear some fucking country music, bro.
Right.
Like everybody's just wanting to party.
Oh, see,
you know?
Logan and them, Logan and his brother Kenny, they go to Gregory Lake every year. Or they did for the past however many years. I mean, Kenny is good with the lady there too, as far as I know. And I never been, but they always have a blast. They always play our music on the speaker. Matter of fact, Logan always comes when he'd come back. Man, they loved our music the whole time we played our music. You know, so I mean, I always knew. Like, I mean, I just know we can. It's somewhere we can go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Gregory Lake
put on a good show.
45 minutes from here at most.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super close. That'd be a good way to get your name out there, man. That's like, I mean, I can't wait till fucking Corona ends. We want to do like public events and shit. Like we already do shit live, you know, but we want to do like some public shit, but it's just not possible right now with Corona going on.
This shit's been going on for so damn long.
I know, man.
Last year we were supposed to do it. We done the little Haystack show, and that was the biggest show we've done. It was fun for real, and I guess we were supposed to have Best Believe come and do a show. I guess he was already supposed to come, and Haystack was supposed to come back. I mean, and as far as I know, there was another show planned with a bigger artist after those, you know. But I mean, all that just went down here real fast.
I feel like
you know?
local music.
Shout out,
is,
we
like,
run
really
OW.
popping.
Sean P wanted to shout out. I know he does.
What were you saying, man?
I don't forgot.
He don't know what he said.
I'm terrible
This
at
man
that.
said 2 seconds later, I don't forgot.
I like that.
It happens all the time. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, we got a bunch of unique stickers on
Yeah,
the
it's
table,
pretty
man.
cool. I like that one.
Yeah.
I seen an Odd Future one. Yeah, there it is.
Man, you can get a ton of stickers on the internet though, like Amazon, like $5, get a whole.
Yeah, this is like
50
I
of them.
think it's like $7 or something. And it just come with a bunch of random bullshit we threw on here. Just give something to stimulate your brain a little bit.
Ever since I
Sean
watched,
P said come broadcast from a rerun OWB show.
Oh yeah? That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Might
that
be
would be
a
dope.
bit of an audio issue. We gotta be screaming. Yeah, so we're down
I
here.
want to hear a DBoone freestyle.
I mean, of course he said that. He didn't freestyle. His face turned red too when they asked him. Tell Low,
Hey, he
I forgot. I
stepped
think
up,
Nova
though.
said it. Tell Low Key to freestyle. His face got red. I ain't gonna freestyle, y'all.
You ain't gonna do it?
I ain't gonna do it.
Why?
Cause
He's just calling him out for it.
I'm trash.
Because
Good.
all right,
I'm trash.
fair enough.
What about you, Dizzy? You gonna hit it? Come on,
I
let's hear it.
usually go for the writing too.
Oh, come on. We
No.
got 2 artists in here.
No,
Neither
I'm not
one
gonna
of us
freestyle
hit
on
us
the
nothing.
spot. I need to get it up where I can
It's
do
too
that,
many
though.
motherfuckers that'll get on here and be like blah 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 when they
Yeah,
music don't match
y'all
up.
is not finna meme my ass on a freestyle in the Take Cover podcast.
You can't be scared, man.
Nope.
You can't be scared.
Nope. I'm taking
Oh,
cover.
First of all, most of the people that are watching are gonna be your fans anyway.
Yeah, they're gonna be
You know what I
laughing. If y'all want to hear us freestyle, just come by the studio. We usually do that every once in a while.
So what you said that you guys just recorded a song that's gonna be coming out soon?
It's actually me and Logan and Heath, the ones that was on
Okay.
here last time. Yeah, it's
Okay.
different. It's like it's some real.
It's Logan
It's got a
stuff.
story to it. It's deep.
Are
Is
you
that the one that we sampled at the beginning of the podcast? What was the name of it? Or
No.
No. Have you
that was Back in Motion.
have you heard? Are you familiar with our music? Like
I've-
Soul and Mind? You like Soul and Mind?
See, I've heard the beginning of that song, but I haven't heard like all of it.
Check out. There's a couple of our songs you can hear with Logan singing on the hook.
Anytime
you
you
know?
can get
It's
Logan
got-
singing like that.
Yeah, he's got that
he's got-
blues, country, outlaw
That's
vibe,
amazing.
you know. And I mean, this song's really good. I mean,
Yeah, the song
for real,
What's the song called? It's coming out.
long way.
The Long Way is what we're gonna call it.
Long
Yeah,
way.
it's about taking the
We're
long
going
way.
a long way to
It's
shoot
about
the video.
it's about
Yeah.
it's about being a hard head and doing, you know, going a long way in life. You
Well, it
know
sounds
what I'm
like
saying?
something we can all relate to. a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit.
everybody's
Yeah.
gonna like it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. I think they're shooting a video. I forgot what the place is called. What's it called?
It's called Tombstone Junction. It's
Tombstone
by
Junction.
Cumberland Falls. It's like an abandoned
Oh,
ghost
shit.
town.
Yeah,
Huh.
we're going there
That's
Saturday.
Perfect place for a
Yeah.
music video.
And the song too is kind of. I mean, it's about
Yeah.
like, you know, my verse is about what I've been through. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
As far as like friends leaving, you kind of being like alone. So it's just it fits perfectly with the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'll be super dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the hook?
What's the hook?
Hit us with it.
Logan.
Little
Hold on.
preview.
Hold on. I can't remember how it goes.
Have you ever had a long day?
Came about the wrong way. We sure went the
Long
long
way,
way. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's
Long
hard.
nights was living lonely, in and out the roadways. We sure went the long way. Yeah. But I can't sing. I can't sing.
Logan will
That's
hit
some
that
bullshit.
shit.
He said, I can't sing after he just sung.
Wait till you hear Logan on that
Yeah,
shit.
Logan didn't kill that shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
You got any big
that's my
projects
ticket
coming
out.
up? Yeah, Logan, he said.
Yeah, I'm putting all my money on Logan
Giddy
in
up.
the end when it comes down to it. Yeah, I don't care. I'm be his manager, whatever got to do, security, whatever. No,
He
it's
left
just
here, had me
bullshit.
want to get one of those hoodies he had on.
Yeah, I don't even have one yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that Gladiator game one or the low key one.
It was a low key one.
Yeah, I like that.
That was cool. So y'all got any big projects coming up other than that song?
Yeah, me and Logan, we started off together making we made a mixtape.
Can you put my
music-
number for call-ins? Okay.
we made a mixtape. Music is my grind. So we have that on YouTube. But back then when we did this music, we didn't lease beats. We didn't really do the right thing. So in the end, we dropped the whole mixtape, Music is My Grind Volume 1 on YouTube, and just dropped it like that. And so now we done the We All LowKlass mixtape because we got together as a label or whatnot. And now that's just now ending. All these videos we done is from that mixtape, We All LowKlass, which is a LowKlass collaboration.
Yeah.
And right now, me and Logan are a good halfway done, maybe even more on Music is My Grind too. So that's the project I'll be dropping next. By spring, I hope, I believe so. And we'll have a handful of videos without a doubt. Let me see. Heath is working on a mixtape. I can't remember what the hell it's called. Some type of emotional shit.
some type of
Yeah.
touchy feely ass.
I don't know. No, I don't know. Yeah, but he got his thing. I forgot what
he's
it's called.
cold.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's gonna be good.
I
It's
put
gonna be
it.
good. It's
I
gonna
put
be
it on
good.
everything. Wait until y'all hear Heath's verse on this new song.
Yeah, it's good.
That's his best shit.
Yeah?
And
That's
what
bold
else?
words.
I think
Best
Trey-
shit,
I think-
huh?
Hey,
I think
I
Trey's
mean,
doing
I don't
a
know, but he's
CD.
got some new shit on the way too, though. He
Oh.
sent me this, but I mean, I don't want it, but he killed his verse.
We stay working,
Hell yeah.
man. We stay working. Like we
Yeah,
work a
I'm
lot.
working on some solo shit right
Work
now
a
too.
lot.
I'm gonna
Yeah?
call it Crooked Society. It's a solo album,
Okay.
kind of about shit going on right now. I was picking a name for so long, like deciding what I,
like
wanted
that.
to do, but it just
I like
fits
that.
perfect with what's going on right now. So
Yeah. It's just like a social narrative of like
Yeah.
where we are as a country kind of.
yeah, about everything that's going on. Like
Yeah.
the corona. Like where they trying to divide us. You know what I mean? Like there's just.
Do you have a
so
song
much-
on there called Grab Her by the Pussy? I feel like it'd be a great hook though.
So you get hooked right off of YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah, it ain't gonna get nowhere.
It
You'll get
ain't
shut down
family
so
friendly,
fast.
but it is what it is.
that's like when they put "fuck Donald Trump" on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
That shit got banned.
Sound
They
like a
had
song,
federal agents knocking on YG's door.
It sound like a song Borat was singing. Borat or whatever.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Nobody can see. That should be funny. That was stupid.
Yeah. Oh man.
This past year has been wild, man.
It's crazy.
It's still, they had all those fucking memes of like the little wave being 2020 and then the big wave behind it being 2021. It's still kind of yet to be seen whether it's
I feel like 2021 is gonna be the same way as far
Come
as
on,
that
man.
goes. Like
Really?
at least for the first half. I mean, ain't nothing changed.
No,
You
you
got the
gotta be-
vaccine out here killing
Ain't nothing
everybody.
changed.
So
Yeah, I mean,
You
Y'all
gotta
don't
be
start.
real, man.
You
We're
really
about to
get
get
They
full.
trying to
We're
pay
about to get
people.
full right
They
now.
trying to pay people to
It's-
take that
it's
vaccine.
gonna get
Like,
worse
why
before
you
it
want
gets
me to
better.
have money to do that shit?
No.
You know what I mean? Like
It's gonna get
I'm
worse before it
not-
gets better.
It
though.
definitely is. It always does.
Listen,
Yeah.
people, anybody. I one day it just hit me. I said, man, I seen all these people going, man, I'm glad when 2020 is over. And then it hit me like 2020 is almost over. And then I just realized like people like really ain't ready for the fact that this is gonna be 2021,
Right.
And it's gonna be the same bullshit going
Yep.
on. Like shit ain't gonna change.
Yeah, I mean,
it's only
2020
gonna
is
get
just a-
worse.
just
I
a
like,
date.
hey, I'm not political. I don't like Biden, Trump, none of them. But this shit, just the fact that our government is flipping from one branch to another, and I mean literally reversing everything that our government has worked for the past 4 years, whether it's right or wrong. That's gonna put everything off. I don't care. It's gonna be 2 years at least
Yeah.
before they get settled to doing whatever they're doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in the end, I mean, it's just that's what they offer us, though. I mean, It's just life, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
Like,
man.
you know what I mean?
Everybody's freaking out, wondering where that $2,000 is. Biden was
Not
promising.
me.
Yeah.
I see everybody on Facebook going ape shit.
Yeah.
It seems like that's all it is stimulus checks, Corona, and
Yeah.
stock market shit on Facebook.
Yeah,
nowadays.
yeah.
People trying to be stockbrokers
Yeah.
and shit.
It makes you forget. Like you can get tied into Facebook so much that you can forget. It's like, no, this shit's actually happening around me. Like,
I know.
It's like, I mean,
you share it and shit and think something crazy is about to
Yeah,
happen and nothing
arguing
ever
with
happens.
somebody, and I'm like, hold on, I don't even like Trump. Like I'm over here arguing.
they like,
about
oh,
you.
I don't even
care.
know what like party that dude belongs to.
Yeah, I don't
Shit.
even give a
the
shit.
social media is so good at getting you to argue for things you don't even believe in or
Yeah,
care
dude.
about, and you're like,
but
wait,
it's crazy to me, like this presidency though, like I think like to see the people, like it's always crazy, you know, people going at each other from opposite parties, but this one, like seeing people like actually getting angry at each other online and stuff, it was
Yeah.
crazy. Like there's people like trying to fight and
I
I
felt
mean
like
everything. I mean damn near kill each
Yeah.
other over who was the president. Like
I felt like this one was less tense.
if you
than
wasn't
the
voting for
Trump
this
Hillary
one, you was
Yeah,
election.
it was
or-
less tense. It was way less tense.
I mean, I thought for sure.
I was thinking about
whoever-
that today.
Really?
Yeah, I was thinking
I thought
about
something was gonna happen at the
Oh,
inauguration.
100%.
I thought it, and
I was like, I
especially
don't
when I
know
seen
who's
Trump
gonna-
wasn't going, I was like, shit, something's going down.
Bro, they're having a body double. Whoever wins is
They
gonna
about
have
to
a body
riot that
double.
motherfucker or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, 100%.
it's been a hell of a year, but
Yeah.
it is nice to like put that behind you and be like, all right, so
Yeah.
for like the next several years we can kind of
And-
tune out of politics for a little
Maybe
bit.
we won't
All
have
you
to
heard
hear
about
the
for 4
president's
years
name
was,
every day.
Exactly,
Donald Trump.
like,
every
like,
day.
It was
bro.
so annoying. Like
Donald
it's-
Trump said this, he did this.
Yeah.
Like they ain't gonna do that shit with Biden. And
Nah,
like-
it'd be
they ain't ever gonna do that. It's
status
like,
quo again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which to a degree, which is kind of nice for like people that don't care about politics, because like
Most people.
most people, we just
Yeah.
don't like. Most people don't vote because they're like, I don't give a shit. Like
Right.
they don't care at all.
I don't vote.
Either
Yeah.
they ain't for us. I mean, like they say they
That's
are.
the thing
like,
is, and people always con each other into voting. Like you have to vote, or you're the reason this country is this and that. And it's like, dude, leave me alone.
yeah.
You know, and
Leave me alone.
what drives me nuts is that like we don't all these like silly arguments they have on Facebook about stuff like that. It's like we don't even need to have because.
It's all common sense.
And it's not even that. It's just like a lot of times I see people arguing over things that aren't even true,
Right.
but
Yeah.
they think they're true
They
because it's
think
all on
that's
Facebook.
right,
Right.
and they saw
Yeah.
it.
It's all
or
mean.
They saw, or somebody told them, like
People,
you haven't seen no facts behind that, but you're
It's-
defending it like you're ready to die behind it.
yeah.
Like,
people don't
you
read
gotta
between
make
the
a try.
lines no more. Like they don't know how to read between the lines.
Right.
People don't know how to not be biased.
I feel like, and I don't have no political bias or nothing either, but I
don't-
feel like people definitely like took what Trump said and like just twisted it completely every time
Of
he ever
course.
spoke
Too many-
anything.
gotta
Like,
get
it was
headlines.
like
too many
yeah.
people are biased.
he was
That's
always
a
in the
big
news,
problem.
always like I said, every day Trump said this, Trump did this. Like it was
Every day.
like that is over
Yeah.
top of the coronavirus and everything else going on in the world. It's like
Yeah.
what Trump said is most
Yeah.
important
Right.
according to everybody. Like
Yeah. So it's just annoying to get like, no matter what side of the aisle you fall on, it's just like, can we at least get some unity up in here?
Yeah, I
like,
mean-
like as,
we the people.
yeah,
I mean,
like
that's
seriously, like we agree on so many things.
Me
that
and him
it's-
had plenty of talks about political shit. Like
and it's
that.
Well, I can talk about shit like
Yeah.
that all day. I don't like to talk about it like right now
It's too
because
much.
You said it like right
Well,
now.
because
but-
I'm open minded and
Yeah.
I could look at perspective and even throw perspective at you in different ways, you know, and be open minded about it. But people
Yeah.
ain't always so, you know.
That's my favorite thing is play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I love
Here's
that
the-
shit.
you
man.
can't play devil's advocate anymore.
No.
You're not allowed
You're
to.
not allowed
Yeah.
to.
Like you used to be able to say, okay, for argument's sake, this.
Right.
Now it's if you say that at all, it's fighting words.
Yeah.
Like we have to argue now.
Yeah, now
like
you
I don't
just
care if you
started
believe in it
something.
or not, but I'm coming after you.
Yeah.
And it's like that's just so toxic to any conversation,
It is.
let alone political. Which
It's
is just
about
like,
being civil. Like
Yeah.
that, people don't know how to be civil.
Yeah.
People
you know
get
what I mean?
they get so confused too when you're like, no, yeah, I'm just saying that just to see what your opinion is on it.
Yeah.
Or like, no, actually,
Stop
you
it.
changed my mind on that. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. They're like, wait, we don't.
Wow.
Wait, what? I want to still argue.
yeah. Like it's pointless most of the time because people either they don't actually care about what the fuck they just want to argue because I get it. People want to argue, and what better place to go than the place where everybody's voicing opinions people don't care about,
Right.
right? And so many people go on there like they're about to change the world. Like, let me just post this real quick,
Yeah.
and some people get off on that. If that's your thing, that's your thing, whatever. I don't, like, I hate it so much. Like, I know so many friends that, like, I respect a lot, but then I see them get online and then they just start talking shit about everything
Yeah, I
just
can't stand it.
because they know that they're going to stir somebody up and they're going to get on that post and they're like, yes, this is what you're feeding
Yep.
trolls.
And they're doing it in a toxic way. Like they don't
Yeah.
even realize that they're feeding into it. Like
Yeah,
they
so-
don't even.
see,
They're
y'all
like they're
gotta-
just being normal, but it ain't. Like you're psycho because you're feeding it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all got to release like a super controversial song. That's what you got to do. Like WAP, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta release something that's gonna grab headlines.
He's gonna do the WAP.
Like,
Hey, somebody's trying to get your attention in the comments. They said,
Who?
They said Jacob,
Who?
Whitney Cox.
oh, okay. She's been
Still
on the show
haven't saw my
twice.
freaking name.
I don't want to hear it, Whitney. Last time you were on the show, you couldn't get off your fucking phone. So yeah, I'm all over that ass.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had to
My
end that
bad,
show
Whitney.
early. He's like, my bad, Whitney. Uncovered something there. Yikes.
What was we talking about again?
Wait,
Releasing
No,
a
I'm just-
controversial song.
No, I'm just being
We was talking about he's doing the WAP.
doing the WAP.
maybe you could talk him into doing something wild. He's young and impressionable, right?
He's definitely kind of dude to do something wild.
He's a kind
No.
he
He's
does
one-
have that look on his face like, fuck around, I might do it.
He's quiet and he's like, yeah, I'd do it.
No, he won't do that. But he probably peer pressure him into doing whatever.
You could probably be right.
Yeah.
Now speaking from personal experience.
No, you just put him on the spot. I think.
You got to be that way about some stuff, though. You got to be willing to be like, you know what? I ain't a bitch. I will do it. I will
He's,
do the thing.
he's the baby in the clique, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's young too.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
younger than him.
I'm not used to
Really?
that.
Yeah, I'm younger than him.
I got kids that are almost 18. Like my daughter's
Oh,
17, my son's 16. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, I'm like hanging out with kids. You know.
Are either of your kids interested in
Music?
Yeah,
No.
music. Not at all.
No, they listen to music. They're in Florida.
You didn't even let me finish. You said music? No.
No.
Not even a fucking little bit.
Because I
bro.
have
Like,
this brilliant idea because I'm invested in my own little studio now, trying to get it going where I can record myself, and I'm thinking at the least I can learn to do this stuff. And my son's in Florida. A lot of people rap like you can make money, like even getting a video camera and filming videos. Like I'm trying to put him on game. Like, look,
Yeah.
you learn how to do this, and you can make money doing what you want to do. You know, he hasn't learned that he's going to flip burgers or cut grass the rest of his life yet.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I don't want to record music. And I'm like, shoot videos maybe? No, I don't want to do that. And, I mean, but I'm trying to, you know what I mean? I
Fan
think
the
it'd be
flame of
awesome
something,
thinking like trying to think like him. I'm like, man, I wish my dad, gave me a music
Right,
studio.
put you
and
onto some kind of
taught me,
passion.
you know,
Yeah.
but yeah. That's
You
real.
say you started at 13. What kind of got you into it, man?
I mean, I was writing I guess you call them like poems and shit, like shit that rhymed. I had like an addiction for it. Like I just like doing it. And,
Yeah.
When I was in 6th grade, I met Nigel. That's the dude I did Drop Top with. And
Is that the
we-
real skinny dude? I seen
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
he had the
Seen him in a
Crenshaw
video.
shirt on in the video, the white.
Yeah.
When we was in middle school, we started hanging out a lot. Got really close. We was hanging out one time and we was playing beats on DJ. It was like DJ Star or DJ Pros. I forgot what it was called. It was on like the PlayStation 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like back in the day. And we started freestyling the beats and shit on there. And then from there on, it just got serious. I wrote a diss to Lil Wayne, like all kinds of crazy shit at 13 years old. Dissing
Hell
Lil
yeah.
Wayne and shit. Like,
Fuck him.
yeah, I was like, man, he released a whack song. I was like, fuck that. He's my favorite rapper out here putting out this bullshit. Like, but yeah, I mean,
How did that go?
from there on, I met TJ Gentry at the time, and he got me in the studio, and from there on, it just kind of got just consistent, just making. I mean, me and Nigel made a lot of music. We got probably 100 songs that we ain't never even fucking recorded. You know what
Really?
I mean? That we've wrote, and
Damn, yeah.
it's just trying to. It really the biggest thing is money, so that's kind of why I just lately I broke off and I've been doing my own thing. Just
Yeah.
you got to make it happen somehow.
You got to
Yeah,
build
dude,
your own
man.
catalog too.
Yeah.
You know, like
I mean, at the same, I feel like even when you're in a group, at the same time, you always got to keep your self image up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like you can't have no weak flaws. You know what I mean? Like even for LowKlass Lingos, like all of them, they're a group. You know what I mean? But each one of them shine a different way individually.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
They'll bring something different.
Heath comes in with the rapid flow. You know what I mean? That just like nobody else really does, and he catches people's attention with that. And then Logan, I mean, to me, he's just different. Like.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it. He's just
methodical.
different. Like I like it though. And then Trey, his bars are. I think he's got some of the best bars. And then David, obviously, I mean, it's just. There's a lot of talent.
He's got the
in
gray
Northbrook.
sweats for sure.
Yeah, he done been through that life.
Man, okay, you said you wrote like a diss track to Lil Wayne. I'm like, you've piqued my curiosity right now. What was this about?
Man, to be honest, like, and if Nigel, he don't got no Facebook, but if he saw us, he'd be clowning the shit out of me for even saying that right now. But we was dead ass just sitting there one night and like. I listened to some Lil Wayne song. We were supposed to be writing music and shit, and like he was like falling asleep or whatever, and I was like, I'm about to diss somebody. And I don't know why, but fucking Lil Wayne's what came into my head. Out of all the people I could have dissed, that's who I chose. And I wish I could find a fucking note somewhere, you know, to see what I said to him.
You think Lil Wayne ever heard it?
Fuck no. I never put it out. Recorded that shit on my phone and put it on
DM him on
Snapchat or something.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah,
I was 13 years old. I was scared to get in the studio.
Ah, shit. Man,
just
how much does studio time cost? Like,
it just depends on where you go. I mean, a lot of people are different. Logan usually charges like 50 some. How much does Logan charge?
so Logan has his own studio.
That's soon to be listed.
It's not really. I mean, it just depends on.
I
where
mean, he's
you
gonna
go.
have. We've been.
It's
talking,
not studio time's not that expensive because if you go to a big city like LA and you want to record in an official studio, they're gonna tax you out the ass to record there like
Try to sell you some shit.
$100, $200 an hour.
Well, the big
type
thing
shit.
is that it takes away from his family time. So in the end, you know, he used to want to do it and not care, you know, but now he's realizing that it comes between his free time, basically, you know, and his family.
Yeah.
Like
That's
we sacrifice
back in.
our families. Like when I go to the studio, my girl's always mad, you know, or not mad, but you
That's
know,
where it
like
comes back in. We
I
all
spend
got
more
lives.
time there than I probably do could have put that time in at home or whatever,
Yeah.
you know. So in the end, but what it comes down to, man, is if you want to record music, be ready. For one, if you take it serious enough, you'll pay a little bit of money to do it. You know, like what we was talking about earlier is basically charging a hourly fee, which shouldn't to record a song. If you got your stuff ready, it shouldn't take more than 2 hours. I mean, if that, and you know, I think he was talking about charging like $50. So like, if you can record your music in like an hour or two, and
Which most of the time it don't take longer. Than
he'll
an hour.
mix it.
You
He's
gotta
gonna
lay
he's
it
gonna
out,
record you
know,
for
ready,
like
yeah.
25.
But a lot of
and
people
mix you
come
for
in
the other
not ready,
25.
you know, like they gotta like.
They want to hang
half-ass
out.
roll or-
Yeah.
Well,
They're
no,
not
they
coming
just
there with
no,
a
they
ball
just
of-
come in there and just
Goof
do
off.
like half a song sometimes, and you know this hasn't actually happened in a while, but a big thing is people like might schedule and not show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's annoying.
you know,
yeah.
so we are to the point where as artists and him doing that thing, like we're trying to be more professional about it, you know, and like for instance features and stuff, like we got to start charging for like features, charging for studio time, you know, because it's not even about necessarily the money. It's more about people taking it serious. You know what I'm saying?
It's sustainability.
Like, I don't want to
like-
do a song with an
Yeah.
artist that's not going to do 10 more songs or not going to do videos or not promote themselves or not, because it's just a waste of time for me anymore. Like, you know what I mean? I'm beyond that point, you know. But I'm willing to do, like, if somebody could, I don't necessarily want to charge for a feature, but anymore I have to have Logan record it. So to me, it's only fair that I at least charge you $50 so that he can record the song. And just, you know, he's going to do it for me regardless, because that's our label, you know, that's what we do, you know. But just him doing it as a favor, you know, to me that ain't right, you know what I mean? So it's just to that point where we're about to make a price list. We've been talking about it and listen to our feature prices and just things like that, you know. But that's something that's necessary as an artist, I think.
Absolutely.
You know, I've seen a lot of artists doing it
At least
lately.
have an
and
outline.
Yeah, it's an outline. Yeah, exactly. And then some people just, I don't know, like everybody wants to do a song. Like everybody's in your inbox going, hey, let's do a song, you know. But when it comes time to do it, like nobody wants to really work, you know what I mean? We're putting in that work.
Yeah.
For real.
What do you think's gonna happen? Just, hey, let's do a song. You're gonna show up like, here's a song, man.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know
A
what
lot of people think it
sometimes.
happens like that.
I don't know
Like,
what
you
people
just literally record a song and it's just boom.
Yeah.
It ain't that easy. Like
It sounds like somebody who's never actually
only
sat
3
down and
minutes.
made a
How
song
hard can it
themselves.
be?
Yeah,
Right.
They think that like once they get into the studio, they're like, "Oh, it's gonna fall in place for me," and then I'm just gonna spit these bars, and then the sample's gonna be right, everything's gonna be right,
Well,
without actually like preparing for it. Like, hey, look, like this time is like go time. Like, get in here,
Right.
put that shit out there like you mean it. okay, get it produced, ready to go, and then be done with it, rather than
Shit, a lot of times you want to
Wait.
listen to it, you want to sit on it for a couple of days too.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
see, like,
you
is
have
this-
to go back and do
Put a
something
new ear
different,
on it.
like,
yeah, that makes sense
Because
too.
you
I
might
get
record
that,
something
yeah.
and think like, oh, it sounds all right, and then 2 or 3 days later, you're like, oh shit, I could change this and make it better. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
you also, I would get to like, if you had like an idea of what a song or a track or a mixtape or whatever is in your mind, and then you put it together, actually start to produce, and you're like, it's not coming out anything like
Yeah.
what you intended it to,
Right.
and you're like, I gotta stop, and then
See,
come back because this is.
I always have the opposite. Like we always end up like it just always works out. Like when we make music, we create that. I mean, that's why I know. That's why I do this because I mean, we're natural. Like we literally can walk in. Like I know without a doubt in my mind, I can go to the studio right now, walk in there with Logan and say, let's make a song. And when I leave, it's gonna be one of the best songs I've ever done. It's always like
it's
without
always
a
like
doubt.
that.
It's just how
I'll
we
vouch
work.
for that
It's-
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
When I came to the studio to record my verse for that song we did, they was playing like 2 or 3 hooks they just recorded just there.
Yeah,
Like
like
that's, and
it was
then matter of fact, the song that we just did, they came up with the hook to that in like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, the next one they're doing.
I mean,
yeah, like we
it's
literally, he
crazy.
played us the beat, and I said, Logan said, it's a long way, something. I said, what'd you
Yeah,
say, long
it's
way?
that easy.
And we just,
Like-
throw it back and
Yeah.
forth for like 10 minutes, and next thing you know, we got a song, And it's just natural. That's
Yeah.
what's, it's
You threw it
it's
back
like
and
it's meant
forth
to
for
be,
10 minutes?
It's meant
I
to
hear
be.
you.
You know what I mean? No, I'm serious.
Is
Like,
anybody else in the room, or is it just you guys?
oh no,
You can't let nothing slips on this guy.
No, I hear you. 10 minutes all I need to, but I'll say,
Yeah, I really respect artists around here because I know how hard it is to get anything even done. Not necessarily
Yeah.
get started, but just to get anything done. Like you don't have the wide networks that you would have
Yeah.
in LA or Nashville or Chicago or
Yeah.
something like that, because there's people
Promoting
like,
shit,
Yeah,
like,
there's
all day.
people that are like
Influencers
dying
and
for
stuff.
content. Like I need a song to promote, or I need this, I need that. There's constantly people looking for shit.
In
But-
LA, there's people looking to make money off of you constantly. Like
Yeah.
I see money when I look at this.
Making the
Around
music-
here,
making
there's
the
not
music
really
is
that
the
many
easiest
people with
part.
Money like
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah.
That's the easiest part of doing any of this is making the music. After that, it's work. Like I tell my girlfriend all the time. Like I get up in the morning, I go to work. I usually get off around 4:35, something like that. And if I'm not at home, I go to the studio, which may be a couple, 2-3 nights a week. And to her, it's sometimes in her head, I think she's picturing a big party or something. Whatever
Yeah.
we're doing. But man, we actually get in there and work, man. Like I literally sit in there and I'm tired from standing. When I leave, it's like you ever like when you jump on a trampoline. And then you get off and you walk on the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I go in the studio, like I'm so in tune and listening to stuff over and over, trying to write, trying to record, that when I walk out, it's like my head's doing something like that. You know what I mean? It's like,
swimming. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? It's really work, man. It to the point where it's stressful. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
it really gets stressful.
It just shows
Facts,
that you
Taylor.
care about it, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. If you didn't care about it, you wouldn't be sacrificing your time and all your fucking energy trying
Right.
to do it.
And I try to be. I mean, I probably don't try hard enough, but I like to be like an ambassador to the, like as far as LowKlass, like we get a lot of attention. Like we're almost a target to people, it's like that or it's either good or bad, people might feel about us. And in the end, like the whole point is we just want to work. Like it don't matter who you are. We don't care what you're doing. We
You
just
gotta
want to
start
work.
beef with somebody, man.
Huh?
Then we can
No,
have like
people-
a beef
people
war,
try to beef with us
and,
all
like,
the time, but we
diss
ain't even gonna
tracks
talk
going
about
back
that.
and forth.
People don't actually beef with us, man.
You gotta get some controversy stirred up.
No, I do
That's
that.
what
I
I'm
did
saying.
that
It's all
last
about
night. I mean,
controversy. People love drama.
I throw hate traps out there. I'll just throw like a blanket post. And when people bite, I just go. That's how they really feel.
Yeah.
Because this
Sweep
wasn't
'em right
about
up.
you, but you made it about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You felt it was about you.
Yeah. So
yeah.
people don't
You
understand.
put the shoe
it.
on, yeah. That's true, man. People are like
I
that.
do it all the time.
and it really happens like that too. You'd be surprised how many people just.
But I mean, it's
Jump on
just
there.
comes with doing the right things, man. People want to be like. There's a lot of people that want to do what we're doing, even though we're not that big. Like people think, I don't know what people think, but we ain't really nobody. You know what I'm saying? We trying, and then we have a lot of potential. But in the end, like people can do just the same things we're doing.
Yeah.
We just have a good work ethic, and we decided like when we started. We said we just spent the last year. I think we started in June or July of 19, I think. So, anyways, all last year and that half a year, we just were trying to create who we were.
Mm-hmm.
So in the end, we ended up. Our big thing was making a catalog, you know what I'm saying, or just having something, a foundation that we can stand on, you know what I'm saying, and that's where we're at now. It's like we've built that foundation, and like we're almost ahead of ourselves. Like we almost like we have more fans than we have plays in music almost, because you know what I'm saying. Like it's
You guys have a really good big size following. For
we do. I
Owensboro,
mean,
Kentucky.
to be honest, I mean, as far as social media goes, we might reach a lot of people, but we did the math, like doing like just sharing posts and stuff, and we have about a good 200 fans solid, you know, and that's not
Real
a lot.
fans, yeah.
That's not a lot, but I mean, we can almost guarantee that they're gonna share our music and play. You know what I mean? You know, so in the end, man, it's just.
And that's what Chase is talking about when he says like people coming across it organically too.
Yeah.
It's like boosting your post absolutely helps out. It gets new eyeballs on it.
Right.
But those people who are ride or die, those people who are share everything you post, those people who are showing it to their
Like Carol
friends
Smith,
and family,
she one
those
of the
people who
biggest
are
ones.
bumping it in their car, you know, those are the people that you're trying to target.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you don't, I mean, honestly, like, especially with like our platform as a podcast where we talk about a lot of different things, like, we want more engagement with our audience rather than there's some people that like they're not really interested in engagement with their audience, but this show revolves a lot around interacting with the community, getting other guests from the community on. So for us to have like a smaller, very, you know, tight-knit group that watches the show is a lot more rewarding for us than it is to have, you know, more like faceless names just coming through the chat or jumping in and out, because like you said, like
it's validation.
Yeah, we used to have like we don't do it as much anymore, but people would be able to call into the show on Jacob's phone. Some people who have Jacob's number can still get away with it, but you know, it'd get to the point where people would prank call us. So they're basically trying to derail the show, you know, just because it's fun for them, right? And those
the devil's real.
Yeah.
Yes,
like,
sir.
And so stuff like that we can't necessarily do because there are the people that are like, we just want to like hate, we just want to troll on y'all shit, you know. But the people that actually, you know, tune in consistently, share our stuff. Shout out to you guys, by the way, everybody that does that. And
if you're watching right now and haven't already, like our fucking page.
Like the page, take cover.
But yeah, it is nice to have that solid group following, because you guys know those are the people that show up for shows. Those are the people that, you know, not just reshare your shit, but they'll buy your stuff because they respect you, and like whether or not they've heard every single one of your songs 1,000 times, they want the hard copy. They want it in their hands because they're like, I've been following these guys since this and that and that. Yeah, those are real supporters, and I think, I think that we get really caught up in the Facebook social media marketing to like push ourselves out there, that, you know, not just from a business standpoint, but from a personal standpoint too. Like, you know, it's very easy to get caught up like, wait, why am I posting this or why am I doing this? Like, well, I just want people to see it, right? You don't want, you know, if you really wanted somebody's opinion on something, you'd text them, you'd direct message them. Right. So it's nice to see
exception.
The exception where you have a community like Owensboro that when we support things, the community really gets behind it, but when this community hates something, they want to destroy it.
I meant to say acceptance is what I meant to say.
Yeah,
acceptance.
I get what you mean. It is, and I tell you what, it's more rewarding for sure to have that small base following than it is to have the extended following of people that listen for 3 seconds or are just clicking your thing because it's in the way rather than because they want to hear your stuff.
Just to be taken serious, you know what I'm saying? Like to get past the point where people, like I said earlier, like just respect what you do, you know? Like and not ask for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not out there going, man, like my music, you got, you know, it's not really like that. Like we literally we do our music, we do our videos, and we try to put it out, you know, and I mean, to be honest, I think that's what's really propelling us is just being able to, the people that come across us naturally, we usually, you know, they 9 times out of 10 they go, man, y'all are really good, like y'all, like I really like y'all stuff, you know, and that's I mean, I think that as far as being an artist, that's kind of what you need is the it factor, you know, whatever that is, whether they're looking at the image or, you know, to relate to your music, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying?
And you guys are super consistent too. I mean, every week it seems like you're putting out a new music video, new song.
Yeah, we sit on a lot of music.
That. Yeah, and that's
you
what
believe
keeps
how much
people
music
interested.
they got
you know?
that ain't even released.
What's that?
Crazy. They got plenty more that ain't nobody ever even heard of.
Really?
Yeah,
They got
we got a
music
lot
for
of music.
days.
Yeah, and it's all getting better and better.
And it's
I'm
all
telling you.
good music. And
I'm
I ain't
serious.
heard one song that you would just be like, nah, that ain't it. Like, it all is like
Yeah.
that shit that would sell. It's
Yeah.
all good music.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. And that before the show even started, you asked how long we've been doing this.
Right.
It's like 3 years, but we got serious about it this year, and we've more than tripled our audience since
Yeah.
just this year.
Just
Right.
being
Because
consistent.
because we decided, you know what, if we're gonna do it, people will know when to tune in. We do it every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. This is where we're at that
I
time.
like this.
Every single
I
week.
do. I respect this. I think that.
Well, we appreciate
I
it.
think
man.
y'all been real professional and everything. And
Yeah, y'all do.
for real, I like.
I don't know about professional, but we
Yeah, I mean, y'all-
we drink and talk. That's
Man,
what
I
we
mean,
do.
I'm used to being around people that like don't take nothing serious. Almost, you know, like it's hard to get people to show up on time and to be quiet when they need to, and to come too close to the mic, or
Right.
stay off your phone and pay attention
Yeah,
what the
hear
hell we're
that,
talking
Whitney
about.
Cox?
You know, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard. You know what I'm
She's
saying?
mad in the comments. Right
Oh,
now.
is she raging right now?
She was saying like, "Fight me, Jacob."
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's
man.
an easy fight.
But yeah, for sure, man. It's one of the things that like propelled us with this podcast is that there's not a lot of it in Owensboro. There are a few different like small podcast talk shows, but some of them are either a different format or I just feel like we can all work together in this community.
Yeah.
And rather than that was one thing that we like this year noticed more than anything else is like all the different local artists, all the different people that are producing content, whatever it may be, are all kind of like in the same mindset. And I've noticed that a lot of them want to support each other because they're like, look, we know, I know how hard it is to promote your stuff. You know that it's not free. You know that it takes out not just hours in the studio, it takes hours away from the family, it takes hours away from whatever it may be, just so that maybe somebody over there can see something that you've spent hundreds, thousands of hours on.
Right.
You know, and I love that about Owensboro that I feel like you lose in the bigger cities. You lose a lot of that small community feel of we're all kind of working together. I feel like in bigger cities, people want to remain anonymous. They don't want to necessarily like, I don't know about these dudes on the East End. Who the hell are these guys? I don't care about them. I was born on the West End.
Good example. This is what you're talking about. When I was in middle school here in Kentucky, I lived in Trick County, which is about Hawkinsville and stuff. It's a small, very small community, you know what I mean? And played football and started every point in the game I was starting on something. And I moved to Florida on my 9th grade year, and I played football. I couldn't get on the damn field. And the difference was here in Trick County, it was like 30 people. You know, it was all, and then you go to Florida and it's 100 people on the football team and where they got 3 strings, and half the people are sitting on the bench, but it didn't mean I wasn't good.
Yeah.
It just it is the same thing.
Swim pool's deep.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what it is.
That's one of the things that's, like I said, nice about Owensboro is that the pool is actually deeper than it looks. Around here, like there's actually a lot of people around here and a lot of people that want content in certain industries that are just not being stimulated around here because we all know there's a lot of money going around. There's a lot of different things, a lot of different reasons why some things might not be popping up where they should be. We can get into that at some other time. But it is nice to see that the mentality of the creative spirit is still alive in Owensboro.
Right.
And, being able to explore that on the podcast, I feel like is like one of the main things that keeps us.
And it's competitive.
Yeah,
I mean, to be honest, a lot of people. I mean, I don't like all the competitive, like little beef stuff that goes on or whatever. But in the end, that's good. I mean, it fuels
definitely
everything.
good. Yeah.
If you didn't have that competitiveness and all that, nobody would strive to be better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Nobody
starts off at the greatest.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? Like you have to. You have to go through things. You have to, you know what I'm saying? Like
You gotta fail, man.
I mean,
Just
you have
gotta
to,
straight up fail.
you have to be
evolve.
humble. You have to learn. You have to learn to be. You have to go through humility. You know what I'm saying? To be humble. So you have to go through that in life for one. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as like, I was just saying this to somebody earlier today, like pride. People like. There's a certain point in time in life where you realize like, you see life different. Like for me. Like, I thought I was grown. I was like 25 when I went to prison. I thought I was just grown, and then I dealt with myself in prison. Like, for 4 years, I didn't have a visit. I didn't really talk on the phone.
4 years? What'd you fucking do?
Trafficking.
Oh
It was
shit!
some bullshit.
Did you bring that 151 pounds of meth owns, bro?
No, it was like a handful of pills for real. But in the end, I had to learn.
Blake's like, I got a story for you.
I had to learn to deal with myself. Yeah. Like I literally had to learn a lot of things about myself. You know what I'm saying? And when I got out, I feel like I see the world different, and a lot of people don't see the world how I see it. Like,
Yeah,
and I'm not just saying that. I just like. I'm tuned in to a certain extent where people don't think I literally like I don't know, a lot of people probably are like me, but like I think ahead a lot, like you know what I'm saying, like I'm always picturing 3 steps ahead, like I'm picturing 3 steps ahead of what you're doing, whatever, like I'm always ahead of what I'm doing, I'm trying to be anyways. But
yeah,
in general, people don't see that.
That's wisdom.
Yeah, it's getting wise. Yeah, I'm getting old.
Wisdom.
You know.
Yeah,
I'm almost 40.
That's definitely, yeah.
I feel 40.
So do you feel like when you go into the studio with all the other guys, the younger guys, the guys, close to your age, do you feel like you can see generations of
definitely.
people in their careers like you
I preach it.
Okay, I'm starting to get that vibe from you that you're like
this man be preaching
when you see the
wisdom all
younger guys in the studio like doing something, you're like, look, man, you
I'm,
gotta
listen,
level with people.
listen, I'm cool as hell, but I'm a serious type of person. I mean, I tend to be too serious probably sometimes and very forward and blunt maybe. But in the end, it's just to weed out the bullshit, the small talk, all the bullshit that people are gonna fucking run by you instead of doing what they need to do. So in the end, though, like good example is Heath. Preaching to Heath all the time that how he raps now is not how he's gonna be rapping in 10 years. Like you're gonna evolve naturally as an artist. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna grow. And, another thing, like a big thing in the studio, like if I'm recording. If I'm pushing the buttons and you go in there the first take and you rap, I'm probably going to stop you, delete it, and you're going to go, well, that was good. And I'm going to go, no, put some more energy into it. It's just, but in the end, it's good to have, I try to play the big brother, I guess, is the role I would play, you know what I'm saying? Like,
when you're pushing them to do their best.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that's necessary or none of this really would work, you know what I'm saying? For real.
Yeah. I've noticed that having you guys in here as well. You guys have so many different personalities that are all in one room at some points in time making music together. I wonder, I would be interested to be a fly on the wall. You guys should make a short video of you guys working together in the studio. If you haven't already, I'm sure you already
We're going to start going live a lot more.
I was about to say,
we
go
are.
live on your phone.
That's necessary. Yeah. Like we've been talking about how we need to do it at least once or twice a week.
People know, we're serious about, extra serious. Like, here's us in the studio right now.
That's what people. That's the big thing about us. Is people like us being us. Like people. A lot of our fans, they like the brotherhood. They like that if I say something or if I don't agree with something, like whether they agree or not, they're behind me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what people like to see. The camaraderie and just having a unit, having something to follow and believe in.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And whether it's podcasting or the music business, man, I feel like it's the same thing. Like they like your product, but what they're buying is you as a person. Yeah. So whether it's after our last podcast with Josh Merritt, I got several phone calls from people like, man, you guys were very real and it connected with me on a deep level, and I appreciate you guys. Right. And it's well, that's awesome. We're just in, we don't fucking think anything like that of ourselves. We're just in here talking and bullshitting with 2 dudes or sometimes just one dude.
This has always been my favorite thing to do right here. Is
absolutely, just shooting the shit, man.
Throw shit on the wall and see if it sticks or whatever.
Taylor said, "Okay, Blake's turn to talk."
Blake don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a very.
Who you betting on in the Super Bowl, Taylor? Huh?
Probably the loser.
Taylor, who you betting on?
I'm going for Tampa, y'all, but I got to. You see, I'm already Tampa Bay all day.
Oh man,
my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just thought of that when he said that.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah,
definitely betting on somebody. I'm sure.
There's a lot to be said about being honest and real in a. I got water in there. If you want another water.
No, I wasn't eating a chaser.
Oh, I don't have no soda here, man. I'm a straight whiskey kind of guy. I was about to say something about something, but I can't really.
I'm sorry, I cut you off, bro.
Oh no, you're fine, man. This podcast has definitely been a really cool opportunity for me and Jacob to not just have a podcast going with people interacting, but also getting to have personal, serious conversations with people in the community who do completely different things.
Right.
And one of the things that I've noticed, a lot of times, like I can like recuse myself from like the conversation because I'll either be doing something with the computer,
Right.
messing with the knobs or whatever. I can hear a lot of conversations as if they're happening right in front of me, but no one's paying me any mind.
Right.
Which is kind of interesting because what I've noticed is that we've had, we're coming up on like 100 episodes now.
Dang.
A lot of the conversations, no matter where they start, a lot of the times they end up in the same place.
What, politics or
Either politics happen.
trending.
Well, politics happens when people are trying to like, use identity politics as a means to make themselves look good. But
Right.
what I've noticed is more having actual conversations that are meaningful. They come down to like introspective.
Right.
I struggle. It seems like that comes out of everybody after an hour. Is
that's
like,
life.
Is like I'm struggling in life. No matter
Right.
if it's somebody who's making a lot of money or making no money at
Yeah.
all. They all say, we're struggling in some way, shape, or form.
Say if you're I struggle with not making, I'm not rich, you know what I'm saying, so I got to pay my bills and do everything I can every day to stay afloat. Now, but I learned how to take that in stride and be happy in life, as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
Now you got a millionaire that doesn't necessarily have to worry about paying his bills or money, but at the same time, he might be trying just as hard to be happy in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing, like I said, has been cool about the podcast. It's just cool is that no matter how serious the person may be or whatever they've got that they want to talk about, the human connection always ends up towards the end, right? Where we end up talking about things that are either extremely meaningful to us as far as like, these are the things I really care about.
Right.
And it's really cool to get that from artists because like with artists, you talk to them about, oh, here's your music. This is what you're working on. This is your portfolio. This is what you've done in the past. But
The picture's painted.
the picture's already there.
Right.
And so the real question comes like, honestly, like, how are you doing?
Behind the scenes.
Because when you look at somebody who's extremely successful as a musician or some sort of artist, you see the catalog, you see them in public appearances, money getting thrown at them. But so much of social media drags out the humanity, like, or hides the humanity of these people. So you just get to see the picture or the post or whatever.
Right.
And this podcast has been awesome because people that have these feelings and beliefs that are very human and very natural, they feel more like they can let them out than if they came onto a talk show where it's like, tell me about your music.
Right.
Now, okay, when you started in this year, how was it like?
Yeah.
That sort of conversation leads to the same thing. When are we done?
Right.
That artificial, here's this question, next question, probe
Right.
this, probe that. There's no weight on it.
Right.
But when you start asking people legit questions that are pertinent and actually like mean something to those people, you get a completely different response.
That's
you
good
don't
too.
get that immediate response like, "Oh, I'm doing great. I'm working on this,
Yeah.
working on that." You get, and people will give you a much more honest answer. And I feel like I miss that in a lot of interviews that you see with famous people, a lot of podcasts you see where people do interviews. Like a lot of them just feel really fake. And that has been like one of our biggest motivators is to like create a talk show here in town that's like everyday people no matter what.
Yeah, I
Even
think-
if you're famous, like who cares?
If
We want
as
to talk
long-
about real shit in here.
As long as you're being real, I think people always relate. That's
They do.
I'm
They
what
do.
it
They,
is all
they
day,
spot
is
people
and-
spot fake
and
shit.
y'all
I
are
spot that fake shit
you
for
say
a
the
while.
community. You say the community, but y'all are creating a community. Is what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, the goal is to get them inside the community and to relate and to take part. I think maybe have y'all ever thought about doing like a morning show?
Who would be tough?
I don't get up that early.
Yeah, that's the tough.
No,
I think I always like morning shows, and I always morning shows are pretty interesting.
Well, I'll
usually,
tell you what.
talk about news.
You can
and-
always listen to us in the morning.
right. Hey, Spotify.
We'll be
Take
right here
cover
live
podcast.
at 6 p.m. every night, but you can listen to us whenever you want.
Yeah,
Yes,
Whenever
sir.
you want.
It's fun, man. It is a lot of fun, and I'm sure there's a lot of things on your guys' end as far as artists who you got to put like all of that emotion into like 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, and
There's a lot
depending
of
on the song or the track or how you're feeling about it or the album, if you're just part of the collab or on the feature, like some songs you're like, I'm going in on
Or
this
it's
one.
even
Like,
I
if
do
you
every
want a
time I
feature,
try.
it might be where like you're like, damn, I don't want to stop right here. I want to keep on going.
yeah,
Like,
and you're
right.
like, well, I'm just the feature on this, so
Yeah,
I'll,
you gotta
push it down a
yeah.
little bit. Do you guys feel like the music that you've created up into this point, individually and together as a group, portrays an image of yourself that is more accurate than it is false? It doesn't paint the false, I'll just call it Drake narrative, where
that's all,
you just rap about money and acquiring things, whether it be,
I talk
whatever.
more about I'm probably kind of repetitive when I rap. I rap about they try to get me out of my shell and dig a little deeper, but in the end, and to be honest, I picture
I just like bitches.
I picture my dad.
I like fat asses.
I
like weed.
I picture my dad, and my dad's passed away, but I picture he was a military man. He was real straightforward, I just picture him, and I know it's rapping, but in the end, when I say something, I want people to be able to respect it, regardless if they like it or not. You know, like I say a lot of stuff about like people hating and stuff. You know what I mean? But I say these things. I don't know. I like to be real direct and stand on what I say, but I don't think necessarily that my music shows my character as much, because I'm not really a hard ass. Like, I rap a lot about fucking being tough, I guess, and shit like that, but in the end, I'm really a nice guy. Like, I have a hard outside shell, but I'm really like, just a down to earth individual, like, you know what I mean? But I don't think my music really portrays who I am as a person.
You don't think that
as much as
on top of the tough guy?
I think people don't know me like that, to the point where they like, I've been through things. Like, I'm not from here, people don't realize, like, I found my friend dead before, I've been through things in life that people could never imagine, you know what I'm saying, or even think about how to cope with, you know what I'm saying, and that's the things I let out in my music, and I do it in a probably more of an aggressive way, like, but in the end, people, that's what makes people relate, you know what I'm saying, it's just keeping that the realness, I'll tell you who's good at Eric White, he's coming next week, you know what I'm saying, shout out Generic. He's real good. I think that I've always thought that he was gonna blow for anybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's got potential. Hell, he could take the albums he's had already and they could be big. You know what I'm saying? Not now, but his quality of music, writing and stuff is good like that. But he's real good at putting his stories in the, not even that, but putting what he wants in a message. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard. It's hard to say, okay, we're gonna rap about this and put this certain message across. Because the minute you try to think about it and stuff, it's hard. Yeah. It's hard. Even though I might feel a certain way inside, it's hard to put that on paper or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
And make it work with a song. Yeah.
Yeah. So some artists are better at that. Logan's really good at that. Like, just kind of putting his true feelings. Like, Logan's got working on a solo project, and it's literally a song about his mom, a song about his brother, a song. He's literally like addressing all his personal life in different songs. You know what I'm saying? And that was his thing. It's like, it's going to be like an open book, you know what I'm saying, for him. But it's hard. Like, me, more personally, I'm more of a, let's make a song and make people bob their head and beat the trunk off, and make you feel untouchable. That's kind of the feeling I want to portray, I guess. I don't know.
Hell yeah. Hey, man, if you mentioned Eric, if there's one question I got to ask him before he leaves here next week, what would that be?
How come he don't have a DBoone feature yet?
Oh,
or a
he's gonna lie. He's gonna say all kinds of crap, but
or a Dizzy feature.
he has no real excuse.
And can I let him off the hook like I'm letting y'all off the hook without freestyle?
Nah, he got a freestyle.
Yeah, he got.
It's generic. You got a freestyle.
Yeah. He's got a freestyle, but you don't got to.
It's too easy for him. He's the greatest.
I hear you, man. Well, we are coming up on 8 o'clock quickly, guys. Appreciate you both very much for coming in. It's been great. And you all ever want to come back, just let me know.
Yes, sir. I want to hang out. Hey,
man.
Shout out to Take Cover Podcast. It's your boy DBoone, LowKlass Lingos, sitting here with Dizzy, hanging out, man. Y'all tune in next time, man. Y'all make sure you follow, subscribe, like, Spotify, all the things they on. Y'all make sure y'all tune in. Tune in, LowKlass Lingos. Make sure you follow us. New content on the way. Shout out to my squad. Shout out to my baby, Heather Ray, I love you. Shout out to the kids. Shout out to my kids in Florida, because I don't know if they're going to see this, but I love y'all too. And, shout out to the community, man, Owensboro, Kentucky, man. Anybody that makes music here, I don't care if you like us or not, man. Y'all do what y'all do. Put in the work. Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Absolutely.
Yes,
you got anything to close with, man?
Shout out all my people. Shout out 270. Stand up. It's Dizzy tapping in.
Yes, sir.
More
All
music
right.
on the way. Crooked Society on the way.
Yes, sir.
So we go to LowKlass
Music is my
Lingos
grind.
Facebook page and YouTube to
Yeah.
check your music out. Where do we go for
Yes,
you,
sir.
man?
Dizzy on Facebook.
We on all
Facebook.
platforms.
Yep, Dizzy on YouTube.
You type in LowKlass Lingos, you type in LowKlass with a K, LOWKLASS, and we're going to pop up first thing.
That's right.
There-
Link,
There's no other LowKlass.
Facebook link is in the description for all you guys looking for that, and then obviously on their page is links to every little thing on there. So yeah.
plenty
Once again,
of it.
awesome. So glad to have you guys in here.
Yes,
Sit
sir.
down
I
and talk.
appreciate it.
Appreciate the
Another
opportunity.
portion of you guys. If you guys obviously have any recommendations, other folks, other artists in the area that's willing to sit and talk, obviously we're open. Those seats stay open, and
Yes, sir.
we'll get you guys back in here.
We appreciate it.
enough.
I'm going to get some people in here.
Hell yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Guys, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in every week. Like I said earlier, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. Stay up to date on every time we go live. Other than that, you'll catch us right back here Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Thanks.